Hey everyone, Alan back with another package and pickers video. Should be fairly quick, only one item and no rant involved, so nothing to drag it out. Under the gun this time. But a while back I picked up a collector's edition book and I wanted to show it off before, just never got around to. But it is the, what do they call this? The History of Sonic the Hedgehog 20th anniversary type of collector's dealio. It's by Pix'N Love Editions. They're a French group, but it's translated all into English. And this is the hardback one with a kind of a gold foil cover. And there's 1,000 of these, so this is number 615 inside. I've seen these. I mean, basically, Pix'N Love do lots of kind of video game history books, and they were putting up a Sonic one. Now you can buy this off Amazon, or you can buy it direct from their own website. But they only sell the collector's edition through their website. Obviously a few weeks ago they're up to 600, so I don't know if there's any left. There probably is. They're around £30 plus shipping, and the shipping varies depending on where you are. And it's about the same off Amazon, but Amazon aren't selling the collector's edition. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to swoop around and kind of go steady cam and show a bit of this, because it's no point just trying to flick open the book like this. You just won't get a proper look at it. So quick change around. So anyway, there we go. As I said, it's a hardback cover, so it's quite nice. Everything's really well presented. You see there's some artwork, and it's broken into several sections. So you see the history there. So it starts off with history, which is kind of like a general overview of Sonic. The camera doesn't really want to focus. Then it talks about 2D games, the 3D games, the handheld games, which is really kind of the 8-bit era. Spin-off games, Sonic Spinball, cameos and whatnot. Actually, it's not cameos come later. A little kind of bio of all the characters, or the most popular characters, and then extra zone. And I'll have a look at that at the end. We've seen that. So it starts off and it talks about the history of Sega to a certain degree, and you can see it's beautifully presented and lots of great artwork throughout, and the people involved, Yuji Naka. There's the SG-1000 and some of his work, Girls Garden and some arcade ports. And of course they actually managed to talk about Sega's first attempt at a mascot, which was Alex Kidd. So they're talking about Miracle World. And there's some interesting facts about Miracle World. They talk about how it was originally intended to be more like an RPG, and it was retooled to be this mascot-driven platform character to compete with Mario. But the reason why you have the shops and the more evolved mechanics is because of the original Miracle World stuff. So here we have then, they're kind of getting into the competition to create a new mascot, and that's what Sega came out of. Originally it was a rabbit that was chosen. And then we have a few more kind of sketches and evolution. Think fast, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, some early promo material. And then we have again, lovely transition there from the pixel, and it fades into the artwork, where the design artwork, the original concept stuff. It's more original concept, where Sonic had his kind of band. This was the original Dr. Robotnik, where he looked like a bee. And Sonic's girlfriend, Madonna. Of course, they would eventually give him a human girlfriend, which didn't work out so well. More promo art and so on. And talking about Project Dreams, the music of Sonic. Skipping on a bit. Oh, there's a very early tech demo where they're talking about multi-layer parallax scrolling. His name is Sonic, one of the first appearances of Sonic in a magazine. You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does. So we're kind of getting further along to Sonic's release, and then they call it the Golden Age, where Sega were probably at their peak, and Sonic was at its peak, with Sonic 2, and they had taken quite a bit of market share. They were working on Sonic CD at the same time. So we'll skip a bit on because you get the idea. So then further on, Sonic 3D Blast, the Saturn era, Sonic Ore. More art. As you can see, there's lots of artwork strewn throughout, and you get to the kind of Dreamcast era. Shout out the Hedgehog. The aftermath of Dreamcast, basically when Sega went third party.
Lovely. I like that look back on Sonic Advance when it's in X Zone. Some more character artwork. And this is all just the history section, so it's kind of going through, and of course it kind of gets up to around the Mario versus, or what is it, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, because quite the iconic change around from the beginning. But anyway, we'll skip further on, because that's, I'm sure you get the idea. Lots of great artwork. There's a look at the first special stage in the 2D game, more 2D games, and so on. There's the handheld games. I love this picture because it's really based on the Master System Sonic 1. I love the artwork. There's Robotnik running on it. That doesn't occur, like that's actually from later on. They've decomposed the screenshot. There's Sonic Blast, Sonic Pocket Adventure, spin-off games, Sonic Spinball. Actually, Wacko Wacko Sonic Patrol. They even have like Sonic Eraser, Sega Sonic Cosmo Fighter Machine. Like they do actually touch upon a lot of the rarities. So we'll skip forward. So here's like the characters listed together for height, and of course Sonic. This is a bit wasteful though. The games he appeared on, well, all of them. Wouldn't be Sonic came without him, really. So same with all the other characters. So we'll skip forward. We're near the end now. You've got some overviews of Badniks. Now it doesn't do a complete overview of all Badniks. It's only a few that they pick out. But I thought what was a very, very nice touch was they had this thing called Extra Zone. Now those that are into Sonic will recognise this as Hidden Ballast Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And that was a zone that was cut out. Part of the data is still in the ROM, but it's famous for the Sonic 2 beta. So to actually have this mentioned in a kind of an official history book is very intriguing, and they didn't really go into it, but it's a nice touch nonetheless. So this page here references all Sonic's cameos. So his very first appearance, and this camera just want to focus, was in Rad Mobile in the arcade, and it goes through basically all the different kind of minor cameos from just pensions or him on a screen and whatnot. So it's very nice that they kind of touch upon everything, all the way up to Samba de Amigo on the Wii, where Sonic is in it. So there we go. Close it over because I don't want to damage the spine from leaving it open too much. Sonic the Hedgehog, the history of Sonic the Hedgehog by Pix'N Love. If you're a Sonic fan, I definitely recommend it. It's a little pricey, but they've done a good job putting it together. If you're not a Sonic fan, I would hold off, because a lot of the stuff you would already know, and to a certain degree you're buying it for the artwork and the composition. There's not a hell of a lot of unique information, but they have done a great job in presenting it. So there we go. It pick up with a difference, and I managed to keep it somewhat short. So hope you enjoyed this quick overview, and we'll see you again soon.